He's good enough to join us now to talk about this class. PJ, how did you change the way you recruited this year due to the pandemic?
I think change is the ultimate word this year, Mike, and you have to find a way to do it. You've got to pay the price of change at some point. And I think this year's taught us that it came on strong and we all had to change somehow, some way. And, I give a lot of credit to Garrett Chernoff, our entire recruiting department, of how fast proactively we were all ready to go with things in place. Virtual visits immediately, switching to the Zooms and switching to virtual. I mean, almost the day that everything got shut down. We have contingency plans built in our program for pretty much everything. There's not one in there for a COVID-19, but there's something in there that takes away our normalcy somehow, some way. And we just applied it. And I give our recruiting department and coaches a lot of credit because we just took it, ran with it, and maybe got a few weeks ahead on some kids, which benefited us at the end.
Over the years, as you and I have talked on signing day, you've told me one year you leaned on the offensive line. One year you leaned on defense. Where did you feel this year's class was leaning?
Well, you'd like to be spread out as much as you can, and you want to get to the point where you're spread out every single year and you've got 25, 26 players, 2, 3 at every position, and everybody's happy. That's not how it necessarily works. Remember, when we first got here, we had 4 offensive linemen on the entire team. So there's a lot of things that shift and move when you're only allowed to bring in 25 per year. But this year, we talked about we wanted to go everywhere we possibly could to go find some of the best D linemen in the country. And I think that's one of our focuses was the defensive line. And we went from West Coast all the way to East Coast, all the way from Washington to Florida and Minnesota and Indiana and other places in between to find some of the best defensive linemen we could find that were a perfect fit for us. And we couldn't be more excited about that position.
Well, let's talk about one of those defensive linemen. Devin Eastern, an in-state guy, you got to stay. How important was he?
Oh, incredibly important, especially with in-state kids. Everybody wants to keep in-state kids home. I think, everybody wants that. Not every Florida kid just goes to Florida. Not every Texas kid just goes to Texas. It's all about the right fit. And Devin Eastern fits us perfectly. He's the highest ranked defensive lineman ever to commit at the University of Minnesota. He's a big 6'6.5", 290-pound defensive end. You can move him inside. He can play 3 technique. He can play 5 technique. He gives us that length that we've been looking for. And when you look at our D-line across the board, that's what we really wanted to hit on. Length, size, be able to move people around, have the ability to go inside, outside, and then also get some edge rushers.
You brought in a set of brothers, the Kaliakmanis brothers, a wide receiver and a quarterback. Why'd you like them?
Well, they're both just incredible competitors. Dino is the ultimate competitor. He's actually in ballet. He's a wide receiver, can help us on special teams. He's a really good wide receiver. But then when you look at Ethan, you're talking about the quarterback of your class. He's a dual threat guy. He's got a big arm. He can run. He's an ultimate competitor. I mean, when you meet Alex and Colleen, their mom and dad, you'll know exactly why they are who they are. Ultimate competitors. They not only have their own jobs, they also got a pizza shop on the side. They love to bring community together. And that's what Ethan does. He brings everyone else together. He's a wonderful leader, incredible human being. He's got those Tanner Morgan type intangibles. And when you look at him, you're sitting there going, wow, this guy's going to be a big kid. And he can do everything in the pass game. He can run. He's very intelligent. And there's a lot of room for improvement, which we're excited about.
Yeah, you mentioned that pizza place. The grandfather worked with them. It became a real family business for them. And they come from the state of Illinois, where a lot of your recruits this year, you yourself came from the state of Illinois. How important is that state to the way that you recruit?
We love the state of Illinois. We absolutely love it, especially when I've been a head coach now, I think 8 years, going on 9. And we've always recruited the Chicagoland area. Brian Callahan, our offensive line coach, is from the north side. I have a lot of connections in the Chicagoland area, the state of Illinois, playing high school football there and my college career there, starting my coaching profession there at Northern Illinois. So you have a lot of connections there. And recruiting's comes down to really the people that you trust. This is about the perfect fit. I've said for years, I'm not for everybody. I'm not sure who is for everybody, and nor does anyone want to be for everybody, right? But when you have the right fit and you have coaches telling you this guy would be perfect for you, especially with people that you trust, I think that's where you can take the next step of the program. And that's what we're working to do, is just take the next right step from this year 4 going into 5 and so on and so forth.
Well, this certainly seems like the right step indeed. Congratulations on the class. And PJ, I hope you have a great holiday. In your house, I'm pretty sure that means John Legend Christmas music from your wife is being played all the time, if I'm not mistaken.
You mean Uncle Johnny? Oh, yeah, Uncle Johnny all day. You bet. All the time.
Thank you, PJ.
You got it. Row the boat, Scotty. Go Gophers.